turned 63 this year and I realized that aging is really weird. I mean, like, really, really weird. And today I want to share some of the really weird aging things I've been noticing that are happening to my mind and my body. My name is Eva. This is Real Life Over 60. And today I want to share a few things that I've noticed that have been happening to me ever since I turned 60 that I just find are really weird. And I think you're going to be able to relate to some of these really weird and wonky things. Maybe you have some wonky things of your own that have been happening to you since you turned 60. I would love to hear what those are. You can drop those down in the comments below. So, the first thing I want to say is that when I turned 60, I was actually kind of depressed. I thought, oh no, it's all downhill from here. Like the rest of my life is going to suck really bad. And I felt like that for probably like 61 and 62. Around 60, in my 62nd year, I thought, you know what, you're in your 60s, Eva, like smarten up, like get a grip, and like let's keep enjoying life and let's just go live life to the fullest. So once I snapped out of that depression, I started really enjoying my 60s because the first 2 years, let me tell you, they were really hard for me. Let's get into some of the things that I've noticed, the really weird things that I've noticed that are happening to me ever since I turned 60. One of the very first things I noticed that was kind of hard for me to swallow was the fact that I was losing my hair. Like, I have a receding hairline. I'm a former hairstylist, so hair is everything to me still to this day. And when I noticed that, and it just was very gradual, and I thought, where the hell is my hair going? It kind of made me sad. There isn't anything really I can do about that. So I'm doing like a female comb over now. I mean, I straightened my hair today because I had to give myself a haircut. My hair, if you are new to my channel, my hair is naturally curly and it's just this big mess of curls. For those of you who follow me regularly, you can see my hair is straight. So I do this female comb over thing. It's quite attractive and it hides this crazy bald spot. And I know that men obviously lose their hair and they have thinning hair and receding hairlines and men go bald. But I didn't, I was really shocked at the speed in which this happened to me. Like it happens to women too. And you hear of women who have thinning hair, and I always thought, oh, I feel so bad and I'm so sorry for you. I know it's happening to me. And this was probably like the worst thing that could happen to me. I don't care if my face falls. I don't care if my boobs sag down to my belly button. I don't care about any of that. I care about my hair. That's one of the weird things that started happening to me. My comb overs are very, very, very authentic and very attractive. Another thing that I started happening was I'm generally a very healthy, strong woman. I've been in and out of the gym ever since I was like 18 years old. If you remember, if you're around the same age as I am, you remember the 20-minute workout girls. I don't even remember what the show is called. It was probably called the 20-minute workout or something like that. If you remember that. I mean, me and my sister used to do those every day. We had crushes on all the girls. I used to watch them faithfully. It was like at 3:15 every afternoon or something like that. I mean, I have been focused on health and wellness practically my entire life. Over 60, so I started having really bad back pains, and this just happened this year in my 62nd year. They just progressively got worse, and I didn't know what they were. I thought, do I have kidney stones? Like, what's going on? Is it my kidneys? Do I have a bladder infection? Do I have a UTI? I don't know what's happening. This is ridiculous. So I went through a battery of tests, and the final result is that I think it's a spinal issue and I have to have an MRI. But this isn't, I mean, I never expected this crazy back pain. Like, this is chronic back pain. And this is weird for me, for a woman who's been strong her entire life, always healthy and always working out. I was in bodybuilding when I was in my 40s. Maybe that's why my spine is messed up. I lifted heavy for so long and I worked on my feet for 25 years as a hairdresser, and I have a really poor posture, and I think my spine and my back just finally said, you know what, bitch, we're done. You're done. So that was a weird thing that happened to me, because now the pain, like when I get out of bed, it hurts. When I bend over, I can do very minimal yard work now. And this just happened all this year. Very minimal, low key yard work. I have to be really careful with what I do. But I'm realizing now, like I will have my MRI done, but I'm realizing that there are things that I can do to help reduce the pain to almost not be there. I mean, it's still kind of there, but I mean, it used to be like it used to have me doubled over, like could barely walk kind of pain. So now I just watch my diet. And here's some good tips for you. If you have pain and inflammation in your joints, diet plays a huge role in that. Watch your diet. I started doing yoga, and that's made a huge difference. I do yoga in the morning and I just do simple 10 to 15 strength, mobility, balance yoga. Nothing crazy. I'm still doing beginners yoga, and I use Sarah Beth Yoga on YouTube, and I do bedtime yoga, and that's really, really helped to decrease the pain. So if you have back pain, neck, shoulder, anything like that, look into yoga, look into changing your diet. And okay, that's enough. Now I'm just being preachy, but I just wanted to share that with you. Before I move on to the next weird thing, I also just created a really small little pain-free starter kit. It's really simple little guide that's going to help you if you are having pain. It's just a great little kit that's going to help you, give you some tools to help you live a pain-free life. I'm going to drop the link for that down below. Actually, I think it's in my store. I have a store, so check out the store, but I will also drop the link down below to the pain-free starter kit. Moving on, another really weird thing that happened to me after 60, and this probably happened to a lot of you guys like a long time ago, like maybe in your 30s, 40s. Some things just take me a little longer. I realize that I don't really give up shit about like too much anymore. Like, I mean, I don't really care. I don't care what you think about me. I don't care what I wear. I don't care. I mean, I've gone to the corner store in my pajamas. Don't care. I've done videos in my pajamas. Don't care. I am who I am. I will wear what I want. And you know what's really funny? There used to be a time when I lived in Canada, I mean, I wouldn't step out the door without makeup on. And makeup, I mean foundation, eyeliner, mascara, blush, my eyeliner, my eyebrows, or I wouldn't leave the house without that, like looking like that. Now, pajamas to the corner store. Like, I don't care anymore. I mean, obviously going to the store in pajamas isn't something that I do very often. And it was a very kind of, oh my God, I need eggs, run to the store and come back. I don't dress to the nines anymore. I'm comfortable in the skin that I'm in. I'm comfortable in my clothes. I don't go out the door looking to impress anybody. And I don't really care what people think about me anymore. And it took me over 60 years for that to happen. And I don't even know why. It just took me that long. A really weird thing that happens to you after 60 because you just don't care. Like your give a shit meter like broke. It's broken. And there's this freedom in that. There's this liberation in that makes you almost, it's like a superpower. That's exactly what it is. It's like, and when I turned 60, 61 were really hard years for me. I was really depressed. And then when I had this eye-opening realization that 60s, that decade is kind of cool, like I just felt so alive and I felt so free to be unapologetically myself all the time. And that's a really, really wonderful feeling to be able to do that. Another really weird thing that I noticed after 60 is that we can't eat what we used to eat like 10, 20, 30 years ago. Like all the junk food, pizza, burgers, fries, pop, chocolate bars, blah, blah, blah. Because our bodies say the next day, they'll be like, whoa, hold up. And that's where all your pain and inflammation comes from. You get sore belly, zits. I still get zits. I get zits when I eat shitty food. So we can't do that anymore. Well, I mean, I can't do that anymore. If you can still do that, kudos to you. You probably shouldn't anyway. Yeah, you can't eat junk food because your body instantly flares up. Mine does. Instantly says, no, that was a bad idea. Like my knees hurt. Sometimes my fingers and my wrists hurt. My hips hurt. Like just like there's inflammation and pain in places where I'm like, oh, that's because I ate really crappy food last night. So you can't do that. Oh, sorry if you hear that bang. It's our Feria week here in Panajachel. And this is the week of our patron saint, San Francisco de Assis. So the bombas and the fireworks are still going on. Sorry, I'm going to try to edit that out. If I didn't, sorry if you can hear that. So yeah, so we can't eat like we used to. That's another really weird thing that happened to me after 60. I also found that after 60, I had a lot more compassion for people and animals. Well, animals, obviously, because if you know, I do a lot of dog volunteering work here. You can check out my other channel, Street Dogs of Guatemala. I'm going to drop the link down to that for that down below. But I do an awful lot of work with the street dogs here. But I found that I have a lot more compassion and empathy for people. Like I go above and beyond where before I never used to. I mean, I would be helpful, but not above and beyond. And if I only have $5 to my name and somebody, I will give them my $5 and I'll figure it out. You know, if I need food or whatever, I'll figure it out later. But somebody needs something more than I do, I will give them my last $5. I never used to be like that. I just find that I have a lot more kindness towards people. And that's a weird thing. I mean, it's weird because I think it's weird for a few reasons. Like, first of all, why did it take me so long to feel this compassion and kindness? Like, that's kind of weird. And it's weird because, why am I feeling more compassion and more kindness towards like people? I have no idea. I don't know. The last really weird thing is that I wonder like how I'm gonna die or when I'm gonna die, or like, am I gonna like just die in my house here by myself, or am I gonna get hit by, like, I think about death a lot more, but not like in a negative way. And here's something funny, and I talked about this before, I think like a year ago in one of my other videos, and somebody said, "Oh my God, you're so depressing," and blah, blah, blah. I mean, death is reality. We're all gonna die. So I'm not being depressing. I'm just telling you, this is one of the weird things that I think about after 60. And don't forget, these are the things that are happening to me. So don't be bashing me in the comments. These are my experiences and the things that are happening to me. So they're probably not happening to you. Maybe you have different experiences. I would love to hear yours, but share that down below in the comments. But yeah, death. So I think about death, when is it going to happen? How is it going to happen? Oh, I should get my will together. I just went to a meeting a few weeks ago about preparing for our death here, because because I'm an expat here in Panajachel, Guatemala. So I don't have any family here. I don't have an emergency contact here. I don't have anything like that here. So I need to get that kind of stuff together. I mean, I've never thought about that before in my life. So here you are, here I am over 60, and I'm thinking about, oh, I need to get my ducks in a row and get my shit together for when I do die, because it could be an accidental death. I mean, anything could happen. You think about death, I think about death, and I don't think I'm the only one, because I'll tell you, in a Reddit thread, and a lot of people in the over 60 thread, we talk about that, talk freely about death. Loneliness is another thing that we talk about. How do people feel about it? People's thoughts about it. Stuff. It's such a great open conversation about it. Now that I can speak freely about it and not worry about, am I hurting anybody? Or people going to think I'm crazy? Because we're at that age, well, I'm at that age, and many of us are at that age where we can speak about it and it's okay to talk about that. Those are some of the weird things that I noticed that have been happening to me, that I've been experiencing after 60. I would love to hear about some of the weird things that you've been experiencing, or maybe your life is absolutely perfect and wonderful and there's no pains, and I want to hear that too. Like, drop down below. Let me hear all those things too. So anyway, that's all I got. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up, share, comment. I'd love to hear your comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts on aging and how you feel, how old you are, how you're feeling, and all that kind of stuff. Don't forget to check out the links down below in the description box, and I'll catch y'all back here on the next video. Goodbye from beautiful Guatemala.